Ooh, yeah, bite that lip.
I didn't bite that lip.
Bite it. Ooh, chat. So he said, "Do you want to share a shisha with me?" I was like, aren't we already sharing a shisha?
Smoking OG to keep me stay steady. I know the clip, I always stay ready. Had that boy puking like mama spaghetti.
Annyeong.
Wave check. Let me swim in these waves.
What?
What's on YouTube? It's your boy Gohan.
And it's your girl Sprose, aka Speed Twice, aka Chocolate Thunder, aka Settle. And welcome back to our channel. So today we're gonna be doing a very requested video, which is
how we met.
Yeah, finally, you guys have been asking for a long time. We're going to do the PG version though, because how we met, I would say, is X-rated, and we have friends and family watching. I think our real homies out there, they already know how we met. But like, for the people who don't know how we met, so for the people who don't know how we met, we're going to be giving a very PG-13 maybe version of how we met. PG-15? I guess we can both just talk about it, and then if somebody has something to say, we can interject. Because I feel like how it's like two sides to every story, you know? So how you perceive the situation is different from me. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started. Story time. It was a dark, cold Wednesday afternoon.
You remember the day?
It was Wednesday. Of course I remember the day because, okay, so what happened from my perspective is when I was living in Korea, I was studying in Daejeon, but I ended up living in Seoul for about 3 months in an apartment with my friend. I was in Seoul and me and my girls, we were turning up, you know, every other day or whatever because we didn't have anything to do. And somehow I got really sick. Like, I felt like I was dying. So after 2 weeks of being sick, going through that hell, I decided the day that I finally felt better that I was gonna go and turn up again. But what had happened was that the day that I felt better was a Wednesday. And so like when I was like, yeah, let's go, I feel better, like let's go out, they were like, bitch, it's a Wednesday, like where are you trying to turn up? And I was like, I don't care, I just want to go somewhere. I just defeated this sickness. I really thought I was gonna die, but I'm alive, like let's go celebrate my life. Like that's literally how I felt. And they were like, no. Nobody wants to go out with me. And mind you, there were 3 girls and not a single one of them wanted to go out with me. Fake. I was feeling adventurous that day. I put on a cute ass outfit, did my hair or whatever, put some perfume on. I just went out. That day, I was really craving halal food. And so I was like, let me take my hungry ass down to Itaewon, because if you guys know anything about Itaewon, like that's one of the like most culturally diverse places in Korea, I would say. So they have a lot of different food there, and they have this place called Halal Bros, Halal Guys. I was like, let me go there. So in order to get there, I had to take line 6, the brown line. So I took the brown line, went to Itaewon. While I was on my way there, I noticed a scrawny Korean man staring at me. A seat cleared up, so I went to go sit down. When a seat cleared up next to me, guess who came and sat next to me? The scrawny Korean man. So he came and sat next to me, and I wasn't paying attention. Well, I tried not to pay too much attention because I was like, okay, this weirdo was just like staring at me. All of a sudden, I hear something in perfect English. So immediately, I'm not even looking at any of the Koreans next to me. My eyes start looking, and I'm like looking for somebody who speaks English, looking for somebody who speaks English, looking for somebody who speaks English, and I couldn't find anybody. And then I noticed like he's like looking right at me. So I look at him and I'm like, was that you? And like still to this day, I have no idea what he even said, because like my mind was just like, who is speaking English right now? And yeah, so I was like, was that you? And then you were like, yeah. And then the first question I asked you was like, why is your English so good? Because being in Korea, like most of everywhere that I went, everybody was speaking Korean. Even all my Korean friends who I consider to be very proficient at English, even fluent, they all have accents. It was just really interesting to me. Also, it's probably kind of wrong of me to just assume right off the bat that you were like,
I mean, it's a reasonable assume though, because non-English speakers have an accent is normal, but then you should always have a little bit behind, like an open mind, and think of all possibilities, because people like me can suddenly pop out and be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? What's your name?
ooh, yeah, bite that lip.
I didn't bite my lip.
Bite it. Ooh, yeah. So we start talking, conversating and whatnot. He basically just asked me, he was like, do you have anything to do today? And I was like, lucky for you, I don't. And then he was like, are you hungry? And I was like, hell yeah. I was heading to Halal Guys at Itaewon anyways. And he's like, well, if you don't mind, you don't have anything to do today. I don't really have anything to do today. So do you want to go together? And I was like, okay, all right, like whatever, let's go together. So we went to Halal Guys, and I was in a good mood or whatever, because I was like, hallelujah, I just beat the sickness. The devil is a liar. Like I was
scary.
The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. So we go to the halal place, and because I was in such a good mood, I was like, you know what? This dude doesn't even know me, so like, let me just pay for his meal today. Let me be a good person, do my daily good deeds. Like, I always do. I went first, and he was standing behind me, or right next to me technically, because it was like a line, like a Subway type thing, but with halal food. So I went first, and I was like ordering my dish. I got through the line, and I was waiting there because in my mind I was thinking, I'm gonna pay for this guy. And he looks at me at one point and it's just like, are you waiting because you want me to pay for your food? And I was like, no, I'm gonna pay for you. And this dude, he was like, oh. He said, oh my God, that's so funny. You were like, I researched stuff about American girls, and I thought that they liked the man to pay for their food. And I was like, no, like I got you. And he was just like super taken aback. He was like, oh, you're so cool. Is that what she said? I remember what she said. So we got our food. We like sat down. We were chatting or whatever. You were cute. Like at the time, your hair was really short. You were wearing like a chain. Which I was like, what the hell? But it was like kind of dope or whatever. You were wearing a chain. You had like really good fashion. He had Tim's on or whatever. So I was like, okay. Yeah, so we were just chatting, getting to know each other, eating, drinking Snapple. I remember you got kiwi strawberry Snapple. Because you were like, can I get a drink too? I was gonna pay.
That was so funny. I'm like, can I get a drink too?
Yeah, I was like, sure. We finished eating, and I honestly thought like the day was over just because like I didn't really feel much of a romantic connection in that moment. Like it was just kind of like, oh, he's like really cool.
And you know actually why I was going to Itaewon? To go to a shisha bar. I like spending my time like watching YouTube and shisha bars doing that shit, and then we just had halal food. I'm gonna go to a shisha bar right now. I'm gonna come with me. And you're like, oh, where is it? I'm like, I don't know actually. But Itaewon probably has a bunch, so let's look it up. Nice. Bar.
Yeah, and I remember like you just being like, oh yeah, let's go to a shisha bar. And I was like, what the hell is that? But I was like, you know what? I was stuck in the house for 2 weeks. I'm only in Korea for so long. I was like, I'm down for anything, so let's go to the shisha bar. So we went to the shisha bar, and then it ended up having kind of like a cool hip hop club sort of vibe. And they brought out the shisha, and he was telling me about all the flavors and, you know, all that stuff. And I had never smoked hookah before. So I was like, okay, first time for everything. So like, let's try it. Basically, at the shisha bar is when things escalate. He like starts telling me he loves hip hop. He says that he's a rapper and like all this stuff. So I was like, oh, can you freestyle for me? And he did like this whole rap for me, and I thought it was like super dope. Like I still wasn't getting like any romantic vibes until he said, do you want to share a shisha with me? I was like, aren't we already sharing a shisha? And so he's like, oh no. You were like, I have to blow the smoke in your mouth. So I was like, he was like this far away from me. So I was like, and then like you blew it in my mouth like a couple times like that. I thought it was like supposed to be a cool trick, and I had like seen stuff like on Instagram and stuff. So I was like, ooh, cool tricks. Look, I'm excited. After a while, I think you got tired of my shit and you were like, oh my God. You were like, this is not sharing a shisha. You were like, in order to share a shisha, our lips have to touch. In my head, I think I was like, this dude's looking for an excuse.
You already knew. Come on, you already knew.
I was like, all right, bro, let's share a shisha. And the first like 2 or 3 times, you were innocent and you didn't try to, like, our lips were touching, but like we were kissing.
I don't want to intimidate you.
Well, all of a sudden, like maybe the 3rd time, after the 3rd time, he looks me dead in the eye and he said, fuck it. And then he just kissed me. He went in for it. Myungjin was ready to risk it all. You did.
I literally threw away the nozzle. I was like, okay.
That led to us basically making out. I really thought after that we were gonna be done. But then you were like, are we gonna grab drinks tonight or what? And I was just like, oh, he enjoys my company.
Of course I do.
So I was like, yeah, like why not grab some drinks? We went to an all-you-can-drink cocktail bar. They have like all the list of the drinks and stuff, and me and him were like both trying to brag to each other about how much we could drink. And we were like, oh yeah, we can go through this entire list, and it had like 50 cocktails. And halfway through it, we were like, we're not drunk at all, and this is boring. So Myungjin went up to the bartender and he was like, listen, can you double the vodka? And the bartender was like, I'll do you one better. I'll triple the vodka. But hella alcohol in there, so then we had probably like maybe 4 or 5 more drinks, and then we were we got super drunk, so I was like, you know, I should probably go home. And then he was kind of just like, where do you live? You know what? I live in Jinsan. I called my roommates and I was like, I met this dude on the subway. He's a rapper. Like, I gave them the stupidest description. And I was like, is it okay if he like comes back to the apartment? And they were like, yeah, no problem. So we went back to the apartment together. Me and you were just making out on the subway.
We would never do that usually, but then we were like super drunk. We didn't.
Trash. We're trash. But we made it to the house, and my friends were like, wow, you guys are extremely drunk. They're good people. So they went and got us some chocolate milk. And then we sobered up, and you know, all 5 of us hung out together, and it was like a great time. They got to know you. I got to know you a little bit better still, because I had like just met you, and like everything was cool. Like we were vibing. We went to my room and we were like chilling for a little bit. After like sobering up, I was just kind of like, when are you gonna leave? Like, not to be rude. It was so weird to me because that was the first time anything like that had ever happened like in my life. And so I was just like, this is really, really weird. I don't know why I brought you back here. I don't know why you're still here. Like, not to be rude. So then we're gonna skip this part because PG-13. The next day rolls around and I'm just like, well, isn't what usually happens. You know, they just like wake up and maybe exchange contacts and are like, bye. But what ended up happening is like you ended up staying at my apartment for like a week, actually, like the entire week. you went home to get clothes one time. Like after 3 days of being together, you went home to get your clothes, and I took you to the train station, and you were like, "I love you," and I was like, "Bro, I just met you like 3 days ago. I don't know what you're talking about love, but like, yikes."
엄마 아빠 제가 3일에 한 번씩 집 들어갈 때 이해하면서 명준아 너 어디 있었던 거니 엄마가 걱정했잖아. 아 죄송해요. 친구 집에 있었어.
After that, like we kept talking for like a couple more weeks. One day you were hanging out at our apartment again, and this is before you went on your vacation to Bali. You were like, "Hey, I really like you. I think you really like me. Let's make it official. Let's go out." And I was like, I'd be a lady. All right. I know the story was kind of like all over the place, but that's all I have for my side of the story. But if you liked this video and want to see more videos, then don't forget to like and subscribe. But tune in next week for his side of the story. Bye.
Yeah. Young Gohan got some Dragon Ball. Yeah. Fresh out the boat, but I still took your bitch. Fresh jeans from Suvi, and I'm sipping lean. You know I'm whipping that foreign. Yeah. Fresh out the boat, so I'm foreign. Yeah. My ninjas Haitian and they bust that chopper, so if you want smoke, you keep playing. A week ago, I went to Soho. I fuck your bitch in a dojo.